People remember the mountain. I remember the morning. The sun hadn't even risen when he spoke my name. It was the same voice that called me away from everything I'd ever known. The same voice that promised descendants beyond the stars. The same voice that gave me a son when laughter had become easier than hope. So when he spoke, I listened. Then he asked for Isaac. I wish I could tell you I argued. I wish I could tell you I demanded an explanation. Instead, I saddled the donkey before anyone else woke up. Sarah was still asleep. I stood in the doorway longer than I should have, watching them breathe, wondering if this would be the last morning she'd ever see our boy. I almost woke her. Almost told her everything, but what words could possibly exist for something like this? How do you explain that the God who gave you a miracle has asked for it back? So I kissed her forehead and left. Isaac talked almost the whole journey. He pointed at birds, asked about the weather, wondered if we'd see sheep along the trail. I answered when I could, sometimes I couldn't. Every laugh he gave me made the mountain feel taller. Every smile became another reason to turn around. There were 100 places I could have stopped, 100 excuses I could have made, 100 chances to pretend I'd never heard his voice. But I'd learned something after all those years. God had never failed me before, not once. Even when I couldn't understand him, especially then when we reached the mountain, I told the servants to stay behind. I don't know if they noticed my hand shaking. Isaac picked up the wood, I carried the fire and the knife. He looked at me with the kind of trust only a son can give his father. Then he asked the question I've heard every day since, Father. We have the fire, we have the wood, where is the lamb? I looked away before I answered, because if I looked into his eyes any longer, I don't know if I would have been able to keep walking. I told him God would provide. I wasn't trying to comfort him, I was holding on to the only thing keeping me from falling apart. Stone by stone, we built the altar together. He didn't know, not yet, when I finally told him. He didn't run, maybe he trusted me, maybe he trusted God, maybe he was just as afraid as I was. I'll never know. I tied the rope with trembling hands, not because I doubted God, because I loved my son. Every knot felt like it was wrapping around my own heart. Then I lifted the knife for one impossible moment. The entire world stopped breathing. Then heaven called my name, Abraham. I've never been happier to hear my own name. The ram was there, caught in the thorns, waiting, as if God had already written mercy into the story before I ever started walking. People think the miracle was that Isaac lived. They're wrong. The miracle was that somewhere between the morning we left home and the moment heaven spoke, I learned that God's promises are safer in his hands than they ever were in mine. Years later, I heard people speak of another father, another mountain, another son, carrying wood. Only this time, no voice stopped the sacrifice, because that son was becoming the lamb. My son never had to be